Hello and welcome to Capital Ideas TV. I'm Mark Bunting. Australia, Germany, Turkey, Mexico, these countries are very different from one another, but they all have one thing in common. That is, they're each one of the more than 25 nations around the world to have legalized medical marijuana. And before long, many could follow Canada's lead into the recreational market. With the cannabis craze going global, it makes sense for investors to gain some international exposure. Worldwide spending on marijuana is poised to explode by all accounts. Data from Statista suggests it will top $60 billion by 2024, and that's one of the more conservative estimates. Another prediction by Grandview Research points to a market opportunity of nearly $150 billion by then. Analysts there highlight the vast sums being poured into medical cannabis research and the rapid growth in consumer products like oils and edibles. If you're eager to play the global cannabis game, look no further than LGC Capital. LGC Capital's chief executive, John McMullen, says having fingers in many pies is what will allow his firm to hypercharge its growth in short order. John, LGC Capital, its big plan is to have a global footprint, to continue to expand that. And so why is that the choice for your company, and why do you think that gives you a competitive advantage?
Well, it's a very good question. What we're doing here at LGC Capital is actually we're expanding, and what we've done last year up to now is that we've gone out and gone into many countries. We've gone into Montego Bay in Jamaica, we have Geneva in Switzerland, we have Parma in Italy, along with San Remo in Italy. We also have Perth in Western Australia, and of course we have an operation in Canada. So with that global footprint, we actually can expose our clients, our partners' products to everyone around the world in those legal markets, which we really, really enjoy. For instance, this is our Jamaican project here, and we're very proud of it. It is actually a Tier 3 operator, the largest of its kind in the Caribbean to date.
You describe this as growing marijuana in Central Park because it's very central, right?
That's actually a term that came up from a banker, because he looked at it and said, that's like growing marijuana in Central Park, as you said. And I said, no, it's growing ganja in Jamaica. And everyone down there has been working tirelessly. They're actually harvesting today.
All right, very good. So you ran down the assets a little bit. One of your more recent ones is Easy Joint in Italy, which has been described as, and you kind of describe it as, the MedMen of Italy. So this is retail.
Absolutely. This is a company that actually controls 85% of the Italian market. They sell 75% of their products in over 450 locations throughout the country. 25% of it's online. They have an excellent presence, and they have 12 stores throughout the country. And in that marketplace, they actually have over 150 SKUs, or different products, that they're delivering to consumers for Italians to choose. High CBD, low THC products. And we're talking pastas, we're talking oils infused with CBDs, we're talking breads, we're talking biscottis, we're talking chocolates, and we're talking buds. So it's something that everyone has a chance to choose and enjoy the products legally and recreationally.
So you're touching on edibles there. Is that a sector that you really want to pursue, and do you see a lot of growth in that area?
Edibles is actually an excellent evolution in the choice. First we had buds, then we had pre-rolled cigarettes, which is something that's very prominent in Geneva with our partner Verity. But also when you look at the edibles market, it's something where people can choose, because you're not going to, as say a child who needs to take a CBD product for health, you're going to give them something that that the parent can feel comfortable in giving them. So giving the consumer choice and giving the people the opportunity to do that, I think, is best.
So John, you and your team at LGC Capital have chosen the royalty route. Are you going to stick with that, or are there different plans down the road?
Well, we've done a couple of deals that are royalty and non-royalty. And with the royalty companies, what we've been able to do is take part of that revenue going forward, which is excellent, which protects our investors, which gives us the income that we see. But the natural evolution and our goal here is actually to roll all the companies up into LGC, so their revenue comes onto our balance sheet and we become true business partners. We're partners now, but everyone wants to come together. Everyone from Italy wants to work with the people in Jamaica, and so far in Geneva and Canada. So it's a very exciting time for a company like ours to have a real foothold in the global market.
You touched on this global footprint. Give us a sense of your total growing capacity and how it ultimately will stack up against some of the big players.
Well, it's interesting because we actually to date have over 450,000 square feet of plants in the ground. We have room for 2 million plus square feet, which we'll be able to plan and expand. Being able to grow large crops is fantastic, but also work with smaller crops in cycles. For instance, in Jamaica, we're planting 20,000 square feet at a time, so there's always a plant, there's always a harvest, hence we're harvesting today.
Tell me about why you think the markets are not reacting so far to the LGC Capital story. Is there a reason behind that, and what do you need to do to get the message out and get the stock moving?
Well, talking on your show is one thing.
Okay, there you go.
But also you have to look at it. Canada did an incredible job as a sector, as an industry, to draw eyes onto Canada. We have, yes, an operation in Canada, but we are a global footprint. We are, if you look at the European market, it is a $100 billion valuation by 2025. That's 10 times what Canada is today. And to this date, I'm already getting inbound calls from groups around Bay Street and in far as New York, looking to tell us more about the European CBD market. So as people become more educated themselves on what the potential is, we're already there. As Wayne Gretzky once said, you go where the puck is going, and we're already in the net. And
lastly, John, what do you say to investors/shareholders about the message from the company, but also what 2019 looks like?
Well, 2019 is actually going to be a pivotal year for us. Just this year, we hired a 27-year-old veteran from British American Tobacco, Remy DeMilo, and bringing on a company like Easy Joint. The way I can summarize 2019 is when you bring on the right people, when you do the right deals with the right companies, you start attracting people and companies very similar, if not better than those. So you turn around and expand on that. So you're going to see a lot of improvements in all of LGC's companies under LGC, and you're going to see more people coming on to execute that plan. Right now, I can say that in January, you're going to see some major advancements on our executive team, and you're going to see some improvements on the corporate team.